Hey everyone, you're watching We Had That, and today I'm going to talk about the 2011 Masters of the Universe Classics Battleground Teela action figure from Mattel. Masters of the Universe Classics was an amazing line of action figures. Not only did the figures look cool, I love my Classics Beastman figure by the way, and have much better articulation than any of the other Masters of the Universe figures, but they also had more characters in this line by far than any other Masters of the Universe line. Most of the figures from the vintage line were included here, and many of the main characters also had a variation, or in some cases, multiple variations. Plus, it seems like the plan right from the start was to include a mix of updated versions of the figures from the 80s and either variations of the main characters or minor characters from the comic books and the cartoon who had never been available as action figures before. As a result, we got many cool figures that the casual fan might not have recognized, like Battleground Teela. Even though Battleground Teela wasn't released until 2011, apparently she was one of the earliest variant figures planned for the line way back in 2008. And why not? Paintings of barbarians on book covers and movie posters are often seen standing side by side with attractive women in bikinis. The comic book character Red Sonja has been a popular barbarian woman for decades, and since the Classics line was geared towards adults, it makes sense that a lot of collectors might want a figure like this. Battleground Teela looks cool standing next to He-Man. Does that mean Mattel just made this look up for the Classics line? No, in fact, this look for Teela was a fan favorite and one of the biggest requests for a Classics figure that had never been released before. Okay, then where did this look come from? All the way back in 1982, DC released a Masters of the Universe 3-part miniseries to help introduce the public to this brand new world of characters, and in that comic book, Teela is dressed in a metal bikini with long flowing blondish hair. You could argue that it's strawberry. It's definitely not as yellow as He-Man's hair. But wait, Teela's right there on the cover dressed in the way she's supposed to be dressed, right? Well, sort of. Let's take a look at the name on the original package for Teela. It says Teela Warrior Goddess. Originally, the vintage Teela action figure was supposed to be two different characters, both Teela the Warrior and also the goddess who protected the Power Sword and the magic of Castle Grayskull. Kids were supposed to take off the snake headdress to go from one character to the other. I never picked up on that at all as a kid. Maybe that's just because I wasn't very bright. Or maybe it's because Mattel wasn't very clear about what was going on at the time. Anyway, in this first issue of the comic, the goddess, pictured here, and Teela were two different characters. In fact, Teela helps He-Man rescue the goddess. And then starting in issue 2, Teela wears the goddess's outfit. What? Women share clothes. So the person on the cover of issue 1 could be the goddess. Anyway, this one issue of the DC Masters of the Universe miniseries is where the outfit for the Classics Battleground Teela came from. You might think that the biography on the back of the package for Battleground Teela would explain some of this, but it doesn't address her outfit at all. In fact, it just talks about how the goddess is dying. So the goddess tells Teela that Teela is her magically cloned daughter, and they take off for the polar ice caps so she can train her in the magical arts real quick. That's right, Teela changes into an even more skimpy outfit to go to the North Pole. Fans were not happy with this bio. In fact, despite a seemingly large number of fans wanting this figure, a lot of the Battleground Teela figures ended up sitting around on clearance. I think that this figure's great, and I'm glad that she doesn't cost as much as a Classics figure like Scareglow, but at the same time, if I had never been able to pick up a Battleground Teela, I'd have been okay with that. She only comes with 2 accessories, a sword and a laser pistol. The sword is fine, nothing particularly noteworthy, but the laser pistol is awesome. It looks very 1950s sci-fi to me, and I just think it's great. The figure doesn't have a joint at the abs, which honestly looks a lot better than if she did, and the construction is a bit different from other Masters of the Universe Classics figures, but overall, the differences aren't really that big of a deal to me. The one thing that's a little bit frustrating when trying to pose her is her hair makes it difficult to pose the head. I guess the range of motion at the neck is one advantage to having a Teela with her hair tied up, but aside from that, I think this figure looks cool, and I'm happy to have her in my collection. If you happen to check out this video to learn a little bit more about the figure to help you decide whether or not to pick one up, I can tell you that I've been happy with mine. I'm curious what you think of the Battleground Teela figure in particular, and what you think about the inclusion of so many characters in the Classics line that were never produced before. Which new figure is your favorite? Tell me in the comments below. Also, please give this video a thumbs up, and if you have a chance, it would be great if you'd share it on social media. If you enjoy my content, please subscribe to my channel. It helps me a lot. And hit that notification bell. And one last thing, if you're a fan of toys, you should know about ToyLanta, the biggest toy show in the southeastern United States, held annually just north of Atlanta, Georgia. Visit ToyLanta.com for more information. As always, thanks for watching.